have a second?
Oh, yeah.
This guy is like really interested.
Okay.
Wants to like go with us and stuff.
Okay.
And he said he wanted like a reference out there.
Okay.
What do I do?
So tell him you'll get it for him. It might take you an hour to get you references.
Okay.
This is our second year in Akron, and so we're taking care of about 1,000 customers right now. Yeah. Ryan, is this your guy?
Yeah, this is one of the mics.
Okay, nice to meet you, Mike. Awesome. Cool.
The other young Mike, the prepaid king,
Yeah.
he'll be here later.
Okay.
He's the one
There's a Robert too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Horrible sick.
Oh, is he really?
I sent him home early yesterday.
Really?
Like,
That's cool. Well, welcome, man. So is there anybody else coming?
Yeah.
The one that's going from school, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
He should be, I think he texted me he's on his way. So.
Cool. Well, welcome. Good to have you all here. So this is your first week?
Yeah, fourth day, yep.
Okay, awesome. You made a sale yet?
Right here, hopefully, had a good solid lead, so just had to call him at work today. So.
Well, hopefully today's your day.
Yeah, we'll get that first one.
Yeah, cool, man.
Like, see how many sales you can get in 15 minutes?
We do what's called a power meeting every day, and so what the power meeting is gets everybody in the zone and focused, and we might do a little role play, we might talk about a competition, focus on some things, and so it's a second shift type thing because all your contacts are home in the evening time. So we start at 2 and work until 9, but no, it's all day deal.
Okay.
So right now we're like, we're kicking butt. Yeah, I think that's what I sold my first year. We usually get started about 5 after 2.
Okay, that's fine.
About 5 after 2.
Yeah. Do you typically use like a local service?
All right, right now this office is selling $30,000 to $40,000 every single day, almost $100,000 every 4 days. And I used to think lawn care just wasn't that sexy, and now you're selling $100,000 every 4 days. It's pretty freaking sexy. Lean back chair.
Yeah. Couldn't deal with that.
No, ma'am. Once the product is on there, it's going to be absorbed in.
What's up, Pedro? How you doing today? Good. Is that you driving that Lincoln out there? Yeah. You was flying in that thing, like up in, like it was like a boat, like. Yeah. All right, everybody. Before we get started, if you have a jacket on, go ahead and take your jacket off. Everybody's going to be on a video here. We got a promo video and a little content video getting ready to be shot for the power meeting. And so if you have a jacket, pop that sucker off. Make yourself comfortable. Brian, if you can take that seat right there, right in the smack dab in the middle, we'll swap you back into your seat here in just a second. Looking good with the Team Green gear on. Nope, you're good. Represent some little history.
How do you want to control, like, if anybody comes in late? We should probably lock that door. Do you want people coming in late? Or?
It'll be all right. We're just going to run it. We'll run everything as normal. No major changes. We're just going to run as normal. And just going to be highlighting some people, crazy competition. Bring my cash here. So is everybody here? Can we pull Brandon and those guys in there? In here. Oh, Brandon. All right. What's up, Brandon? He always does the same wave. He's like, hey.
You got a watch right now? You ready to go?
You got one already, man? Good job, man.
You got one already? Dude, you're a beast.
So Cameron, you got 2? Good job. And the other Cameron has 1. And Jesse has 2.
Richard got one early, too.
Is there anybody over there on that side that I can't see right now? Anybody over there? You got Ryan. Who? Okay. All right. Everybody off the phone over here. Everybody looking sharp today. Appreciate you guys that stepped up your dress game a little bit. Means a lot. Who's that walking in? Is that Jordan? Jordan? All right, ready to rock and roll.
Who had an interview yesterday with Matt Williams?
I don't know. Matt Williams? Did you
Matt
have a-
Williams, who had an interview with Matt Williams yesterday?
I was pleased to, man.
Probably one of yours. I'm guessing.
Yeah. Just tell him. Is he here right now?
No, he's on the phone.
No,
He said I was hired.
All right, that's fine. Just tell him we'll call him back. All right. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'll give it to Daryl here.
All right, great afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Everybody doing great? So I got a full house today, guys. I want to welcome everybody from the Akron location. Everybody clap it up for Akron coming in today. And just recently, we added the Whitehall division here. So everybody clap it up for the Whitehall guys being here today. So we got a full house today, guys, you know, which means a lot of sales, a lot of revenue, a lot of good things happening, a lot of good spirit. So happy to have everybody here. We get to see success firsthand. We all got to get a chance to be a part of it. Look back to yesterday, 3 guys with 5 sales on the board. Jordan had 2 prepays to be the top guy. Everybody clap it up for Jordan.
Jordan.
So actually, you guys haven't been here for this. What you don't know is there's a lot of money flying around this room. So the guys that are first place and second place are getting big cash bonuses. So we're going to have great success in the room, and we're just going to be good today. So I'm going to pass everything over to Josh. He's going to take over from here.
Actually going to pass it to Brian if Brian has anything to say to us.
Just real quick, obviously it's Thursday, which everybody knows what Thursday is. It's our sales report day. So we're in the final stages of getting that lined up. So by 3 o'clock, any of the remaining kicks need to get with Ryan, need to get with Daryl, need to get with Austin, Cameron. Any remaining kicks need to be turned back in. If it's not in by 3 o'clock today, then it'll go to your next week. So probably by 3:30 at the latest, I'll have the first draft of the report. So everybody will make sure you look at your numbers. So up until now, until 3:30, make sure in the back of your mind you're thinking about what your total should be for the week. So when we pass that out, everybody can look at it, make sure it's good, so that we can go live with it probably around 4 o'clock. Aside from that, that's pretty much all that I have.
Okay. Thanks, Brian. Thanks to everybody for being here. Akron for traveling 2.5 hours or 2 hours to be here, and we have the Whitehall guys here. Proud of this room. You know, we're kicking butt. We're selling $30,000 to $40,000 a day in this company. You know, I said a long time ago, I said lawn care just doesn't seem that sexy of a job. Oh, you tell somebody you meet, like, what do you do? Well, I'm in lawn care. And they're like, well, so is my 12-year-old. And so, but now it's pretty freaking sexy. You know, we got a really cool thing going here. We're selling $30,000 to $40,000 a day, and that's because of you guys. And so it's pretty awesome what's happening. The whole point of this today is to have a lot of fun. So I want you guys to enjoy yourself. We are going to give away quite a bit of money, some cash, and I brought about $1,200 with me today. And so we are going to hand all this out if you guys hit the numbers. It's $1,200 for you guys doing your job. You guys think we can get to 60 sales? 60 sales. So at 60 sales, it's going to be $100. Okay, let me start off here. If you are the first 5 sales on the board, who's the first 5 sales on the board? Raise your hand. So Richard, Cameron, and Jesse. They're not on the board, man. Why aren't they on the board? So if you're the first 5 sales on the board, and we'll have to go put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to know, you guys are actually in a lottery today. Okay, so that means that if you are the winner, you get an extra $150 added onto your top prize. So I see 6 on the board. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You do too? So we'll have to determine who's the first 5 sales were. And Jesse had the first 2. So you guys will have to work that out. So you get extra $150 if you're the top guy. If we hit 60 sales, it's $100 for first, 20 for second. If we hit 70 sales, you guys think we hit 68 the other day, just in this office. Now we have Akron here. You guys think we can hit 70? If If we hit 70, it's 200 for first place, 35 for second, extra 150 to the top first 5 guys on the board. If we hit 80, it's possible. I mean, we're up there anyways, and we just push a little harder. It's $400 to first place. If we happen to just crush it today, and you guys step it up a notch, then at 90 sales, $600, and 60 to second, 25 to third. For some odd reason, you guys annihilate it today, far beyond what we've done for the past 3 or 4 years. Now, we're in that 60, 70 range already, so I think that's a pretty achievable goal. I think getting to 80 or 90, an extra 20 sales, is going to be maybe a little difficult. But if we do, and we hit 100, it's $1,000 to the top guy, and an extra 150 to if you first 5 sales on the board today. And I've seen some of you guys come in early, so I appreciate that. $80 to second, $40 to third, and $20 to fourth place. Okay, everybody like that? Awesome. Okay. So, you know, we get asked all the time by other business owners and other people, how are we so successful? What makes our company successful? What makes us successful is the art of sales, the art of what we're doing. There's not so many, companies, they grow organically, word of mouth, and all that stuff. That diversified approach to marketing is good, but we move fast. If you want to be successful, you have to learn how to sell. You have to be an amazing salesman. And you personally, if you want to be really successful in life, the number one thing, there's other alternatives besides selling, but the number one, 90% self-made millionaires, billionaires, they become a really good salesperson first. They learn how to sell. They learn how to communicate to other people. And that's the number one ingredient. Then you learn how to manage people. I was talking to Austin the other day, and I said, you want to be really successful, master the art of sales. Then master the art of managing people, of being able to motivate and talk and communicate correctly, teach somebody so they can simply understand. I don't believe in things being complicated. I believe in things being simple, and so we can execute on those things. And then you now have the skills after being a salesperson and a manager, a good manager, if you're professional, to be able to do something great in this world. It starts with sales. What you guys are learning in here, what you're executing right now on a sales number. Some of you guys are making $300, $400, $500. I think Charles hit the prepay bonus and ended up getting more money. And so, there's lots of ways from a sales standpoint to come into this sales office and make $300, $400, $500 in a night plus bonus money. And the other thing that's going to hold you back from being successful is if you go slow. If you work 4 or 5 hours a day and you go home and you chill, not everybody works 4 or 5 hours a day, but if you do, you work 4 or 5 hours a day, you go home and hang out and chill and don't do much, and you're going slow, you're not going to get your life in a position where it's takeoff speed. You have to go fast with this. If you're selling 3 or 4 or 5 sales, you have to be able to think bigger. How can I get 7 on the board consistently? What do I have to do to execute on it? See, nothing happens without thinking about it first. You have to think about the process. You have to visualize it. Then you build a plan to execute on it. That's how life happens. That's how your family happens. You see a girl before you talk to her. You think about your life before it actually takes place. What you think about is usually what's going to take place. The other part of it is who you hang out with. Show me your friends right now, and I'll tell you exactly who you're going to be in 5 years. We just talked about the other day, Tony. For 3 days, Daryl and I talk about this all the time, about what makes a great salesperson. Is it his professionalism? Does he show up every day? Do we want the guy that hits 7 programs one day and then hits 1 the next day and maybe has a bad attitude the 3rd day? We don't want those guys, even if you hit 7 one day. We want the guys that are consistent. That's what we want. We want consistency, the same thing every single day. That means a lot hand that to you. That means a lot to us as leaders in the business. If you're consistent on a regular basis, this is what allows us to be, focused on you. I look at Robert back there, who's collections and taking care of our office stuff on a regular basis, and he's consistent. I mean, would everybody agree here that Robert's consistent? Robert is consistent, amazing at what he does. And consistency, no really crazy highs and no really crazy lows and all over the place like a Bitcoin, spreadsheet. And for any of you Bitcoin guys. So, I put a note on here because this analogy, it hit home for me. And it's the difference between one person being successful and the other person being 1% off, and that person's life's not successful. And let me tell you why. For a jetliner to take off, it has to reach a speed of 150 mile an hour. And that's the minimum speed in order for a full Southwest Airlines jetliner to actually take off. If it's not at that minimum speed, if it's at 149 miles an hour, it crashes and burns, and it cannot get any takeoff. The difference between 1 mile an hour, which is actually less than 1%, is the difference between you crashing and burning and you being exponentially successful. It's a tremendous difference, 1 mile an hour. And so when you look at your life and you look at your sales ability, you look at what you can accomplish no matter what age you are. If you're 19 years old, we have some 19-year-olds, and we have some middle-aged guys in here. And so no matter what age you are, you have the rest of your life to go. Your story's not finished. Your sales story is just beginning, because I believe this company is just getting to the point. We'll do $5 million or so of revenue this year, and we're just getting started. We are just tapping into excellence. We've brought on some really great candidates to help us in the future. Brian's doing an excellent job leading the company, and the organization and systems with our office and our sales. Daryl managing the entire sales team. Ryan taking over Akron. Austin and Cameron taking over the airport office. When we think about success, you have to say, am I reaching takeoff speed? Is there enough momentum? Is there enough snowball effect? If you've read the book Good to Great, is there enough hedgehog concept? Is there enough momentum in this? Are we what we're doing, is it great? Is it excellent work on a regular basis? And is it consistent? The other thing I want to mention to you is even though we've been incredibly successful over the past 4 weeks, we've probably sold, I don't know exactly, I have to pull the numbers today, but creeping on 1 month of $500,000 of revenue. That's a lot. That's a lot of growth in 4 weeks. And so, we as a company, we grow, we get bigger, and we have 3 or 4 guys in Akron right now, and Ryan's growing that, and Jacob's doing an amazing job and going into some leadership. But when we look at growth, we've been spending so much time in a certain position, and we want opportunity, we want to take the next step. We say, when is my chance? When is my opportunity going to arrive? And I told somebody the other day, I said, it's like driving. I said, you don't need, if you're not looking to get over when you're on the highway and there's an opening there, but you don't need to get over, you're not going to get over if you're not looking for it. If you need to get over, in most cases, you turn your blinker on, you look over, and if there's an opening, you get over. But you're never going to make a change, you're never going to see the opportunity if you don't take a step forward to execute on the opportunity. And one of my mentors talks about Someday Island. And if you've been around for a while, you've heard me say this before. We all say someday, I'm going to be successful. Someday I'm going to organize all my sales skills or my business skills to be an amazing salesperson or business person. Someday I'm going to take the leap of faith. Someday I'm going to make a decision that could change my entire life and my family's life and my future. Someday I'm going to do that, okay? And we get on this someday island. I call it Someday Island. My mentor calls it Someday Island. someday I'm going to do this. Someday I'm going to take that step to become a manager, to become somebody who is a tremendous asset to a company, that company cannot live without. Someday I'm going to step into a role where I can manage 20, 30, 40 people and help take a company to the next level. Someday. And we think and we contemplate, someday that's going to happen. Someday. But what you don't realize is you have to make that happen. You have to take the steps in order to say, someday is today. Someday I'm going to take the steps. Today's the day you have to take the step. Today's the day you have to get serious about your job and serious about your life and serious about your future family and what you want to execute. And so I want you to think in terms of your future, that someday is today. And I want your thinking to be bigger. If you're thinking 2 sales and 3 sales, when you give Daryl your sales goal number, you have to think bigger. You have to say, okay, if I'm hitting 2 now, what type of plan do I have to execute, Richard, to get to 8 sales a day? It can be done. I've seen it done before. What can I do to do it every day? And what psychological improvements and toughness in my mentality do I have to utilize in order to make that concept a reality? So I am happy with this group. I'm happy with each and every one of you. You've been a tremendous asset, and we brought a lot of people in today to celebrate that. We're giving away a lot of money, and you want to focus on all the details, focus on the basics of your pitch, make sure that you're diving right into those conversations with enthusiasm. Skill alone doesn't make sales. Skills and enthusiasm make sales, and after that, you have to ask for the sale. Be aggressive, be enthusiastic. You guys are doing awesome, so give yourself a round of applause. Keep up the good work. We'll close out here, but if I have to pick out people and say, I look at somebody that has went from 0 to something amazing, or the potential to be something amazing, I literally think of people. The first person that comes into mind is Charles, is somebody who doubted. He didn't necessarily doubt our sales system, but he's been through it. It was a different environment, and he's excelling. Hit the prepay bonus. Talks trash like you wouldn't believe, and so I love that. I love it because the culture. You make the culture. Mike, welcome to Cardinal Lawns, and even though you're brand new, you have to be the culture. They say, well, that culture is not good, or it's not. You are the culture. You guys are the culture. Like, we walk around. Like, you guys are the culture, making the sales. How you act, how you talk, how you dress, what you talk about the company. Is it negative or positive? You guys are the culture. I think about Jeremy, dressed in his white tie with a sweet fade today. So for 2 months in a row, he was hitting 1s and 0s. And now he's hitting, look at those numbers, man. 5, 4, 5, 6s. I asked yesterday just to check on him. I said, is his sales going through audit? And they're like, he's jumping from 50, 60% to 75% going through audit. He's tightening the belt. So when you think sales is just random, you think it's random and it's just a God-given talent. It's skill, man. It's practice. It's skill. It's listening. Like what Brian said, listening to your coworkers. Gary came in, Gary right there with the gray jacket on, came into the company and from a car dealership like Daryl and other people selling cars, and I respect those guys, and that's a long grind, 9 to 9 type sales. And we were sort of, you don't always know how successful somebody's going to be. But he came in and sort of, shocked us. Like, he was a true salesman. He didn't even have to know anything about lawn care, and he could sell the product because it's a sales skill. It's the art of your opening. First 5 seconds of a pitch means everything. It's your ingredients, your open-ended question in your sales application process, your tie downs, your reinforcement, and the details that go into it. That is what success is all about. Is not just listening to somebody, but actually digesting it, being scientific with it, you know, really taking what somebody tells you, Deontay, and believe it and absorb it and say, you know what, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be the best salesperson. We are a family here. We are a tight-knit group of people that want to help each other. I want you to make more money because I know if you make more money, it's going to reciprocate back to increasing our revenue of our business. And that, my friends, is what life is about making your family better, making your bank account better, making your coworkers better. That's what I'm about. I'm not about making this company better and you stay down here. I take a step, you guys take a step. I take a step, you guys take a step. And that's what success is all about. I've always said, one of these days, it might be a year, it might be 2 years, one of these days we're going to make one of our employees a millionaire. I've been saying it. I said if we can continue the growth, we're going to find somebody who's professional. We're going to take somebody who it could be a salesperson, it could be a manager, I don't know. So you see 30 people in there, you're going to see 60 and 100. We're going to figure out a way to grow a couple million every 2 months, right? Instead of $1 million, maybe $3 million every 2 months. With that type of cash flow, with that type of revenue and increase, what we're doing, you're the foundation. So if you think that you're not a part, if you think that you just came onto the company, you're one of the building blocks. You're a brick of our foundation of what our future is going to be. So I encourage you guys to kick butt today, have lots of fun, and I hope somebody smokes everybody else because I want to give you the money. All right, give yourself a round of applause. Thank you all. Good luck today.
All right, hey. You get everybody's name. Oh, you're good.